Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today's video is a how to save money in college video. So I hope some of my tips and advice can help you guys save a coin here and there because college is already expensive enough with tuition alone. So hopefully as a senior I can give you guys some advice. Before we get started, my name is Kayla. I am a, like I said, senior somehow already at Marquette University, and I am studying advertising, and I also minor in graphic design. Am I an accounting or economics or business major that knows anything actually about money? No. Okay, so the way I broke down this video is I have a bunch of notes on my phone, and I kind of just have a few different categories of stuff. So we're going to talk about school and food and groceries and just money, living expenses, other makeup, decor, budget, credit cards, all that fun stuff. So let's just get started. So the first thing I want to talk about with saving money is actually school in itself. So of course you guys can apply for scholarships, grants, loans, all of that. When and if you do have to take out loans, it's best to pay it off as quickly as you can so you have a lower interest rate, or else it's just going to build up and you're going to be in student debt, and no one really wants that. But when you're actually in school, a great tip that I have for you is wait to purchase your textbooks, because those suckers are so expensive, and a lot of the time you never ever use it, or you use it like twice in the classroom where you could have easily just borrowed someone else's notes. So I would definitely check ratemyteachers.com or try to find someone that has taken that class prior to you to see if you actually use the textbook. I'm pretty sure I did not actually read a single English book, but I definitely had to use my advertising textbook for notes and quizzes. So it kind of just depends on the class. If you actually do need a textbook, I would recommend one of two things. So the first thing I recommend is, instead of going to your school's bookstore where they obviously are going to hike up the price a lot, go on Amazon, go on Chegg, go on eBay, see if any students are selling their textbooks, because odds are they will sell it to you at a very discounted rate. And then the second tip I have is, if you have a roommate or friend in the class, only have one of you buy the book and just split the book essentially, so that way you're only paying 50% of what it actually costs, and you can probably always do your homework together or have one of you guys send pictures to each other. My second tip for saving money in the kind of school category is reuse your pencils, pens, notebooks, all of that fun stuff, because you're in college. You no longer have a list of a million things to get, like markers and glue and Kleenex and all that. You really barely use anything, and that's why I feel like I never do a back to school haul anymore, because I really just reuse my notebooks. I use my computer for the majority of all of my note taking as well. Okay, so the next category I want to talk about is foods. If you are off campus and going to the grocery store, I would recommend a couple different things. Whatever food you are constantly eating, like if you're always eating chicken or salmon or meat or cheese, try to buy that in bulk because it will be cheaper. So I went to Costco the other day and bought a pack of probably like 12 chicken breasts for 20 some dollars versus going to Target and buying a pack of like 6 for 12. So just different ways to save money, and you just keep it in the freezer, and it's good for so many more weeks than it would be just to go buy it at a regular store. Another thing to always keep in mind is to freeze your meat right away so it stays good for longer. That also goes with bread, or if you see your vegetables getting kind of gross, you guys can freeze them, and then it'll just be like a frozen bag of vegetables you could buy at the store kind of thing. That way everything doesn't go to waste, because I never realized until I was an adult that fruit such as strawberries, berries specifically, go bad like this. And I love strawberries, but I don't like when I spend $5 on a case of strawberries and then I can only eat 4 of them before they get moldy. So my tip for buying fruit is don't buy a lot of it, because you're most likely not going to be able to finish it all in time, and then it just goes bad and goes to waste. So make sure to only buy the fruit you actually want, because I've wasted so many strawberries. There's currently moldy strawberries in the trash can right now. Another tip I have is, depending where you live, be very selective with your grocery store. So I typically go to Target or Trader Joe's. I don't go to Whole Foods or anything like that. Trader Joe's is honestly, I don't know why, I always thought it was really expensive for some reason, because it's a higher quality, nicer food, but compared to like Fresh Market or Whole Foods, it's so cheap, and I just prefer going to Trader Joe's a lot. And I also go to Target for other food and snacks and stuff like that, just because it's all there, and then I can do some shopping on the side as well. Speaking of Target, I actually have a Target credit card. You can also have a Target debit card if you don't want to get a credit card, but it saves you 5% every time you go, which really isn't that much, but if you go a lot, it kind of adds up throughout the years quickly, and I just like having a credit card to build up my credit score and stuff like that. And plus, if you are in like the Target circle, you can get discounts and gift cards and all that like you would with any, you know, incentive credit card. So I will link down below if you guys want to sign up for a Target credit card. I've already convinced 2 friends to get one and they love having it. It's a blessing and a curse because I have a dedicated card for one store. It's like, I can spend all this, I can get all this, I have this coupon here, and then I remember, I was like, oh, my credit card bill is so low, and then I remember, oh, I have to pay off Target. So don't go too crazy. A couple other random tips I have that can work depending on who and where you are, but if you live close to campus, something I love to do is go grocery shopping at home first before I go to the grocery store. And of course, this depends on your relationship with your family and if you are close to school, but I have definitely taken some toilet paper and some chicken breast, and if they have like double of chips, I might take 1 or 2. My aunt's aware of this, or at least I think she is. I'm allowed to take stuff. I've never, well, I've maybe stolen 1 or 2 things here and there. See if they have anything extra they can give you, because when you first move into an apartment, there is so much stuff you have to get. There's cleaning supplies, seasonings, just like plates, forks, like a lot of things you probably didn't think of that you need, just like the essentials, and those can rack up so quick. So see if your family is willing to offer you anything, because it'll save you a nice chunk of change. And the last tip I have for food is I really think I save the most money in the fact that I don't consume alcohol. This is obviously depending on if you drink or don't drink, but all my friends tell me all the time, like, oh my god, I had to Venmo this person, oh my god, this drink was $10 at the bar, and I'm like, free. So if you don't drink, you're probably gonna save hundreds of dollars in college, but that's a personal preference. Okay, the next category I want to talk about is actual living expenses and choosing where you live. Selecting off-campus housing is just a whole process in itself. I remember when my roommate and I were looking for apartments, we only toured this place and just signed and was like, we're good to go. We didn't have to see a million different apartments, and we were just happy with where we live now. But there are so many different things you want to look into when you are looking to rent an apartment. So some of the reasons we live where we do is, although it is an expensive rent, it is fully furnished, it's wood floors, we have in-unit laundry and dryer, which a lot of people do not have, because if they are paying, say, like $400, $500 each month for rent versus we pay around $1,000 per rent, odds are they probably don't have in-unit washer and dryer, they don't have free Wi-Fi, stuff like that. So it kind of depends what you think you're going to use most. So for our apartment, we only pay for electric and gas, I believe, and then like water, Wi-Fi, and all of that is included, which is really, really nice, because our electric bill is only like $60-70 a month, which isn't too bad split both ways. But I know for a lot of people, they kind of forget they also have to pay an electric bill or gas or heat or whatever on top of their rent, and that's where they can kind of go overboard and then run out of money. So I think it just depends what you guys want in your apartment. And then another way to always save money is to always unplug your electronics, unplug your toaster, whatever you're not using, because even if something is off, if it's plugged in, it's still using electricity, which is stupid and doesn't make sense, but it does. And also, whenever we both go home for an extended period of time, we either turn off the AC or turn off the heat or set it at like a higher temperature, so that way it's not freezing cold in here when no one is in here. Going along with living expenses, of course, you want to decorate your home, you want to decorate your apartment and make it look cute, but I definitely think it can run expensive depending on where you are looking for home decor. I personally love shopping at Target, Home Goods, Michael's, TJ Maxx, all those stores, because a lot of the stuff is very, very discounted. And also, I did reuse a lot of stuff from my dorm room as well. But definitely go and look for the clearance discounts, because home decor can get expensive really quickly, especially depending on your style, and my style is definitely not cheap. But my apartment's hella cute, so what's it really matter, right? No, okay. Seriously, this pillow here, this one, and this one, 20 to 40 bucks per pillow. So these are mine, that's my roommate's, and it was expensive for pillows. The second to last category I want to talk about is probably the most important, and that is just money overall, just like in general. I could go into a whole other video just talking about budgeting and savings alone, because I have been doing it for a decently long time. One of my tips is, when you are an adult, you should get a credit card. I have convinced a couple ex-boyfriends, a current boyfriend, best friends, friends, to get a credit card to start building a credit score. Because when you move out of your parents' house and want to buy something, buy a car, rent an apartment, they're gonna want to see a credit score to see if you're good enough to rent to, essentially. So the first credit card I actually got was a Discover student card, and I will link my referral code below, because if you sign up with my code, I get $50 and you get $50, which is just like, who doesn't want $50 off their credit card statement? So I will link it down below. They have a lot of great offers. What I love about the Discover card is it's a student card, so there's no annual fees. This is also not sponsored, by the way. I just think it's a great card to get to start off. There's no monthly fees, there's no annual fees, there's nothing. If you miss a payment because you're on a student credit card, they actually kind of like let you off, and they don't make you pay a fee just for missing a credit card statement. But again, try not to, because you never want to overspend. And also they give you cash back rewards. So if you use your credit card at a gas station, Target, Amazon, different stores throughout the years, you get money back on your card, and essentially you can either put that towards your statement balance, which is what I typically do, or you can just pull the money and have like 20 bucks extra a month to go spend on food or groceries or, you know, an activity. Definitely, if you guys want to sign up for a student credit card and you think you are ready for it, use my link below. We get 100 bucks between us. Like, who doesn't want that? My next tip for that is definitely try to make a budget for the month and see what you spend the most money on. Another thing I highly recommend is, if you do have an income, to put a certain percentage towards a savings account, because it's just a little extra savings so you guys can start building up your savings or your 401k or whatever you want, because you can never start saving too early. Say my paycheck's like $300, I'll probably put maybe $50 in if I think I'm gonna spend a lot that month, or 100 bucks in. Obviously not spend the entire paycheck, but also save up money for my future of putting a down payment on a house or something like that. One of my last tips for saving money or just having some extra cash around is, I personally love Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, and obviously doing that every single day or every couple weeks can obviously build up. So I actually have the Dunkin' app. Dunkin', you can sponsor me as well again, that would be great. Literally today I got a free coffee because I racked up so many points. So definitely think about where you spend like your fun money, if it's on coffee or an activity, and see if there's any rewards programs you can join, because I don't mind getting a free coffee every couple weeks. And then the last category I have is just kind of other miscellaneous stuff. So makeup, clothes, apps, stuff like that. So one of my biggest tips for when you are shopping is wait for it to be the seasonal sale. So like Labor Day weekend, Memorial, Black Friday. I can't tell you how many times I bought clothes and then like a week later it's a holiday and it's 50% off, and I'm like, dang it, I already bought it, oops. And then if you are shopping at Ulta or Sephora, always ask for samples. I was at actually Macy's the other day, and I was just like, hey, you got any samples of anything? And I got a free Tarte little mascara. Also, if you're at Sephora, I have also asked for foundation samples, because even though it's like a little tiny pot, like a little paint pot, it kind of lasts for like 2 or 3 uses. And if you aren't sure about getting a foundation, get some samples. Also, when it comes to beauty and makeup and stuff like that, figure out what is important to you to have high-end versus drugstore. So like, I have a drugstore foundation, the Fit Me by Maybelline foundation. That's my go-to one. It's like $5 I think at Target versus a $40 foundation at Sephora or Ulta. So it really just depends. I kind of like having nicer mascaras, so those are the ones where I will go and get the ones from Sephora or Ulta. But with mascaras, I actually sometimes think it's smarter to buy the mini travel size than the full size, because a lot of the times your makeup's most likely going to be expired before you even finish all of it. And if you're like me, I will still use it expired. I don't know if that's really bad to admit, but like, I kind of do it. But if you do want to be, you know, more sanitary than I am, get the mini size, because it's most likely you're gonna finish the tube before the thing actually goes expired. Another thing with beauty is wait to get your hair and nails done. You don't need it to be done. I get my hair done every 6 months instead of every, what is it? Most people go like every 4 weeks. My hairstylist calls it like the student look, where he'll pull my roots out so that way when I get my hair done, he'll make it look a little grown out already, so that way when it does grow out, there's not like a harsh line of hair. And then I do the same thing for nails. I go about every month to get my nails done instead of every 2 weeks, because I'm okay with having my nails grown out a bit, and because I get the dip nails, they usually don't chip or crack, so all it looks like is it's grown out, and I don't really hate the look, especially now that we're online for the most part. Like, who's gonna be checking out my nails? And then my last tip is to look for student discounts. So obviously Spotify and Hulu, that's a student discount if you are a graphic designer or an advertising major and you have to have the Adobe Suite. You guys can get that for like 20 bucks a month instead of 100 something, and you get the whole entire thing. I know a lot of clothing stores like ASOS, Forever 21, a lot of those, American Eagle, they all have student discounts as well to save you a good coin. So it's just like really looking out for those things and doing your research, because there's probably going to be a coupon code out there somewhere for you. I think those were all of my tips that I have for you guys. If you guys like this kind of video, let me know down below and I'd be happy to film more. I was thinking about filming a how to make money in college, how to create a business in college, stuff like that. So if you guys find this kind of stuff interesting, please let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.